Hey everyone, welcome back to the M&R Show. I am Ron.
And I'm Malcolm.
Hey, tough week one for some of us at least. Maybe not for others. Mark, how are you feeling today after your week one?
Do you see me right now? Do you see, how the Washington cap on, Carson Wentz. People thought that Carson Wentz was going to just do bad after he had those 2 picks, but, had 4 touchdowns.
I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop.
Threw some throws that I had never seen a Washington quarterback through in my life. So
probably
I
for
think
sure.
I'm just very happy to just see this. Week one starting off. I'm good. But how about you, Ron? How about you and them beautiful Cowboys that you desperately love?
It is sad because I was having such a peaceful day. I didn't say I didn't speak out loud for like 5 hours. There was no need. It was red zone. I had the local games going on. I had 2 screens. I was just watching every single game. I was everyone's point of contact. What the hell is going on in the world? And so it's like, I was having me a great time. I said, I still got tonight.
What do they say? Waiting all day for a Sunday night.
Anger intro for sure.
That is crazy.
They got me way more hyped than I clearly should have been. But okay, we're going to talk about this. We're doing what should the Cowboys do now? Like, that can mean anything. I'm going to start with this one. First, I guess we have to talk about the injury. Somehow Dak broke his thumb. It was the craziest play. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, maybe it's just stepping out because we're getting our butts kicked. Maybe it's just all right, let me just not risk further injury. Because the injury didn't look bad to me. Next thing I know, this man is out 2 months. I say this is just the most Cowboys thing in the history of things.
It's over.
2010, 2012, 2015, 2018, 2020, 2022. These are all years that the Cowboys have lost a quarterback to at least 6 or more games. That's not normal for a team. It doesn't matter if your offensive line is bad. It doesn't matter. The scenario does not matter. It just does not happen to other teams. We've seen quarterbacks, Russell Wilson, terrible offensive line his whole career. Got hurt for his first time over the age of 30 last year. And he's a short quarterback, so he's more likely to hit his hand on someone's helmet. It's just extreme unluck for the Cowboys. But do I think they should trade for Jimmy Garoppolo? The answer is no, and will always be no. That would actually make me more upset. It would make my day worse if we traded for somebody like Jimmy G. If your quarterback goes out, there is no other quarterback that is going to fix your problems. There is about 20 quarterbacks that are valuable in the NFL. You can have a good backup, maybe Teddy Bridgewater or Jimmy G. Overall, it's a reason they are a backup. It's a reason the 49ers traded 3 first-round picks to get off of this guy. There's no scenario you can tell me this guy is a good player if a team traded 3 of their future first-round picks for you not to play. They're now paying you not to play. The Panthers cut Teddy Bridgewater and paid him $18 million to not come on their team. They wanted him to not be on their team that bad. They want to pay you $18 million to leave. It's like an NBA buyout contract. Usually it doesn't mean usually they're over the hill. So I just think the Cowboys just wait out. If you lose and you get a top 5 pick, it's probably gonna be better for long-term success anyway. So I don't think you should force it and try to trade. Just work on your young guys. Make sure try to get CeeDee Lamb more touches. Make him work up to being a number 1 wide receiver because clearly he's not ready. Maybe work on Pollard. Work on your left tackle who out of all people look good on Monday night. Work on all your young guys. That's what I think the Cowboys should do. Do not trade for Teddy, Jimmy, any of those, Case Keenum, any of these guys. That's the opposite of what I want. Malcolm.
Now, Ron, the whole entire time you was talking, I was trying not to laugh because, it's just the fact that you tried to bring in this world, just forget it. Forget the season. You tried to be a different type of Cowboys fan, but your fellow other Cowboys fans do not think that at all. They think they still have a chance. Look, just like people say, we are in the NFC. We are in the NFC least. So let's think about this right now.
They are through. They're in the season 3-1. The NFC West is 0-4. Well, I guess the Seahawks are now the best team allegedly, which will tell you all you need to know about what week 1 means. But the NFC West is 1-3. The NFC East is 3-1 after week 1. Pick what you want.
But Ron, let's just understand this. At the end of the day, this is only week 1, and we expect, like people say about Commanders, which, I'll tell you, my Commanders might win the division. I really think they have a better chance. I mean, we will talk a little more about that a little bit later, but right now, we still got the Eagles and the Commanders. For some people to say that Dallas still has a talented defense, at the end of the day, they played as best as they could last game, but if you keep on being on the field the whole entire time, when your offense is just looking crappy, you get tired. You're playing against Tom Brady.
You have to be the Steelers. You can't just be great. You have to be like top 5 in NFL history, great, for you to have that bad of an offense. It's just what it is. Like the Steelers' offense was so bad, but their defense had 5 turnovers, and he still almost lost the game. You can't replicate 5 turnovers and you still go to overtime and you still almost lose the game. It's no way the Cowboys defense can do that. It's just not possible. And neither can the Steelers. They can't do that again. It's literally unreplicable.
But people still think that the Steelers are going to be in playoff contention, which we look at, Cowboys, we feel like the same thing. They could be in playoff contention. According to Mr. Dr. Jerry Jones, Dr. Jerry Jones, he said that we're not putting Dak Prescott on an IR. We feel like he can be able to return within the 4 weeks.
I don't understand. I swear to God, I don't understand.
So I think that if we look at that equation that Dr. Jerry Jones was able to put together, we can see, number one, the next 4 games that you play is the Bengals, the Giants, Commanders, and Rams. I'm going to tell you right now, the best I feel like they can be able to win is probably the Giants, maybe the Commanders. And I think that at the end of the day, it will be at least 1-4. So that's going to be a problem. Then when they come back, they will be 1-4 with Dak coming back. Supposedly should be healthy from that injury. We better hope that we have Michael Gallup, returning back. You still got offensive line problems. Yeah,
your left guard got a high ankle sprain. He's out for a month. Your starting safety, who was probably one of your best defenders last year, he got an MCL sprain. Tyron Smith let's not forget, it's still not here. December.
And I gave you the specifics before. I gave you the percentages before about Tyron Smith. I can name it again. Number 9 in the NFL with him in passing efficiency, and number 30th when he's off. That looked like a number 30th in passing efficiency type of team. And the running game, it was number 1 in the NFL with him and number 31st in the NFL without him. Now, that looked like a number 30th or number 29th type of running efficiency team this time that we've seen. But at the end of the day, hey, Mike McCarthy has had a lot of excuses. Some are warranted, some are not. But at the end of the day, what Mike McCarthy could do for the best thing for him is to rely on his defense and be able to rely on a young running game with Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. At the end of the day, 1-4, if you're in the NFC league, you still got a chance to be able to at least do some noise later on in games to be able to get to the playoffs. So if Dak becomes the guy that he is, then I think that Cowboys should have no problem of getting back to where they need to be and be on the right road. I don't think that you need to mess up this stuff. Because at the end of the day, this is supposed to be a winning roster. You're not supposed to be, tanking for a top. Yeah, well, that's what, imaginary fans imagine, But at the end of the day, this is what Dr. Jerry Jones built. So at the end of the day, I feel like when Dak comes back, they still have a chance to be able to win. I'm just trying to be, optimistic for the Cowboys fans who think this is the last day of their life.
It's sad to me because it's like we want Dak to be Jesus Christ, not a black quarterback. That's what we want him to be. I don't care if you had Aaron Rodgers on this team. I don't care if you had Tom Brady, Mahomes. I don't care who's on this team. They're not getting it done. You're not going to get it done offensively. You're not going to get it done offensively without your starting 2 tackles from last year. They were Pro Bowl caliber. And you lost your number 1 receiver. Oh, yeah, and not only did you lose your number 1 receiver, you also lost your number 3 receiver. So now you're playing a young receiver, under 25 years old, with non-NFL caliber receivers on the field with him. Did we see our Aaron Rodgers, who we say is the greatest regular season quarterback of all time, him and Peyton Manning? Did we see how he looked against the Vikings? The Vikings defense is not that good. They don't have any top corner. There's no top corner in the Vikings. Not one. The pass rush is good. They can't stop the run either. The linebackers, they have Eric Kendricks, they lost Anthony Barr. The defense is not that good in Minnesota. He looked terrible. Like, he looked terrible. He didn't even know. He was literally pouting the whole game. Tom Brady. He's lost some interior linemen. Chris Godwin. Couldn't throw 200 yards. We can say Dallas defense is extremely good. We can say Michael Parsons, like I think, is a defensive player of the year candidate, generational talent. He did not throw 200 yards. With Julio Jones, Mike Evans, 7 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Still had the tight end break. You still had Russell Gage. Chris Godwin played 2 quarters. He still cannot throw 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. It took Mike Evans to make a one-handed back shoulder touchdown catch for him to throw any touchdown passes. It is not possible to win when you do not have those weapons. People say, oh, well, Mahomes lost Tyreek Hill. Well, they also have the number 1 offensive, they have a top 5 offensive line in the league. That's at least what they've invested money-wise. And then you sign MVS, so you have a deep threat. You have Juju, you have a slot receiver. You drafted Sky Moore, again, another versatile slot, inside-out wide receiver. And you have Mecole Hardman, another deep threat. These are all NFL caliber receivers. Are they stars? No. But can they make NFL caliber plays? Yes. It is not possible to win without it. And sadly, I've been preaching this since we traded Amari for a 5th round pick, and no one believed me. So in one way, I'm relieved that I was right. And the sad part, I'm sad because sadly, this has cost Dak another possible in the Cowboys season. Another lost season essentially.
Now, hold on, before we finish, what did you say about Amari Cooper? Because what I heard was you was telling me that Amari Cooper, since he's gone, that was smart on your end, so you don't have to pay the $20 million.
No.
So I can give Michael Gallup.
He's iffy. Like, he doesn't show up every single game. He's not amazing on road games. But at Amari Cooper's floor, what is he going to be? He's going to get the heck open. He's going to at least be a decoy. He's going to be an NFL caliber. Like, literally, that has a lot of value. And like, just to go out there and for you to take somebody's number 1 corner away has a lot of value. Because you have to at least respect him while he's on the field. You don't have to respect Kevontae Turbin, our kick returner. You don't have to respect Noah Brown, who ran a 4.6 in his prime at 21. He's like 28. He was a 4.6 then. You don't have to respect Dennis Houston, who was an undrafted free agent in this year's wide receiver class. You don't have to respect these guys. The Bucs, again, didn't even play Scotty Miller 1 snap last night. He was a 4th round pick. Like, they're not even playing their top guys yet. Julio is like out there for fun. He doesn't even know the plays yet. He's been there a month. I'm just saying, you have to have NFL caliber guys. Even at Amari Cooper's floor, you take away somebody's number 1 corner, and like I always say, he's one of the best route runners minimum, so he's at least gonna get open. Now it's just like the personality stuff, and we saw in Cleveland, he only had 3 catches for 17 yards in week 1. Now, I mean, we did see Baker. He did miss him on a couple of throws. So we saw him draw a couple of PIs. So people want to give him the PIs, I guess. But we see he did fill a role for the team. And I'm just glad that at least Jerry's getting some. Stephen A. Smith didn't call out Jerry. Happy about that. We got Cowherd calling out Jerry. We got Nick Wright calling out Jerry. Max Kellerman's calling out Jerry. Keyshawn's calling out Jerry. The more you call out Jerry, the more he has to be held accountable. And that's just my goal, Malcolm. I just want to be held accountable. For self-sabotage. That's all I want.
Jerry definitely should know he should be held accountable for this roster, especially the roster he's been building for years. But though, thanks guys for tuning in, though. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram and on Twitter at Malc and Ron Show. And anything more?
Yeah, I mean, just again, make sure you are subscribing, sharing, liking, sending every single person that you ever had in your contacts. Malcolm.
Thanks, man. Keep on having fun with it. This is a great season. Been starting off. Week 1 was like the one for the book. So hey, tune in, and we got y'all. Have a good one.
All right.